What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Two Sisters, One Book. I'm Carla.
And I'm Amanda. We're two sisters, two moms tackling one book at a time. We're on the last two chapters.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey.
Yes. So we left off with
crazy.
Violet falling off her dragon, and now we're at the last two chapters. And you ready for this, Carla?
I don't know. Am I ready?
I think you'll be fine.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it.
So the last two chapters were short and fast. So we decided to do a little talk about the Zayden's point of views in this podcast too. So we left off with Violet slipping off her dragon, and then we find out that Andarna saves her by stopping time and helps her down, and so does Zayden, rushes to her, and we find out that she's been poisoned and Nolan is 12 hours away. She won't make it. So we find out that Zayden's home was not burnt to a crisp. So we have his home that she took him to, and we also have her brother who is not dead.
What? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I have a lot of questions for the General Sorrengail because
I have a lot of questions just in general.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun, but
I will admit I actually don't think I saw her brother living. I think one of my pins was that Zayden was working with Brennan. Yeah, so I don't think I saw that one coming. But I can say that my pin was answered with them working together. So that's cool, because now I know that Zayden probably did owe something to Brennan. Like, he was almost protecting Violet in a way. So that was cool.
maybe. We kind of also found out, though, from his point of views from all the chapters, too, that he didn't want to feel that way. He didn't know why he was feeling that way. Let me just tell you, the point of views for Zayden made me fall in love with Sigel. She's like my all-time favorite dragon, and I wish she had more parts. Like, I just want a book of her. So
She's like the mama dragon. Her things to Zayden, where she was like, if she doesn't understand why you're acting the way you're acting, or then she doesn't deserve you. And I'm like, you tell him, mama dragon.
Yeah, I love her. I love her. I love how she mocked him. When was it? I think it was the point of view where they were back with Mira, and she's all like, you threw me under the bus because it was you who's all like, I wonder what Violet's doing. Is she getting too close to Ados? Like all this other stuff. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny and it's cute. It's like sweet. I don't know. I feel like I see a little bit of a mom in Sigel. That's why I think anybody could mistake Andarna for being her little baby. Just with how she acts, right?
Yeah, it's fun.
So we see that when Violet got stabbed with this poison dagger, that her bond was cut off from Taryn, technically also Andarna, but Taryn, Sigel, and Zayden, because she wasn't even able, like, as we find out in chapter 38, she's like completely unconscious, and it's almost like she's in a coma. Like, she can hear what's going on, but she can't speak back or talk to them. And she could have really used her abilities there to speak to them, tell them what's going on.
Yeah, we all knew that she was still alive because Zayden was able to still have a connection with Tarn. So
Yeah,
it's a very intense chapter, or a very intense scene, I guess you would say. And then
and they're not able to get her back to Basgayath because it's like a 12-hour journey. I was like, dang, yeah, she's not gonna make that. So we gotta come up with plan B here.
yeah, so they did. And I thought it was cute how he threw in the fact that, which brings you back to when Zayden found out she was poisoning people, and he's all like, I know a lot of better, I know more powerful poisonous people than you. Man, I wanted to tell you so bad at that part. Like, well, how he knew it, but it was her brother. So
Yeah,
I just thought it was sweet.
yeah, it's crazy. And I mean, she was poisoned, I guess. I mean, to that extent, like, clearly poisoned pretty bad because her blood was black, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was,
Well,
and she was paralyzed, like, her
yeah,
everything was paralyzed for her. She even was like, "What kind of poison makes me paralyzed?" So,
yeah, it was like her magic was paralyzed. She was paralyzed. Like she couldn't move. And she was like begging to like make it stop. She's like, make it stop. But then she also did. She was like, I want to die. But then she's like, I don't want to die because then that means Zayden is gonna probably die. That was probably hard to deal with. I can only
yeah, so
imagine.
many emotions. She was mad at him, and then just the fact that you're so mad at him, but you still realize, like, I'm not mad enough for him to die. Her little heart skipped a beat.
Okay. But I liked how this chapter was like written because there was a lot of like stopping points. We are there with obviously with Violet during her moments of consciousness. So she's up and she's kind of not like up, but she's aware of what's going on. And we hear her listening and we can hear the conversations around her. And then she fades into darkness. And then, like, probably 6 hours later, she kind of comes back into conscious and we can hear the conversations happening. So it's like we're seeing kind of time go forward a little bit at a time. And I just like how that was written. I thought that was like nice because we are still taking it from Violet's perspective, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, which it was nice, and then I liked how she
Hmm.
was well enough. She's like, "Let me get dressed and showered and we'll talk," and
Hmm.
she remembered everything, so he's like, "Ugh, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing," but he's like, "Oh, it's a good thing because that means you're
Yeah.
healed."
And I loved this chapter. I loved chapter 39. Not just because it was in Zayden's perspective, but I feel like we definitely got a lot of information. But like just alone, I mean, we find out that Andarna pretty much is bigger
Yeah,
and that
she grew
she
up.
her powers are gone, which
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I guess I did realize because that's the whole point of not you overusing their power is because you can like take all their power, right?
Well, she's also a hatchling, and they
Hmm.
even said her power isn't gonna last forever. You don't know how long she's gonna hold on to this power, so
Hmm.
she just had
Yeah.
it just enough time before she was able to save Violet, and then that was probably it.
I know, which kind of made me a little sad because I was like, "Aw." So she has no more magical abilities. Like it's not like it's gonna recharge like a battery and come back
Not that one. She won't be able to stop time anymore. You'll find out what her ability is later down the line.
as we move forward.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, exciting. But another thing I liked about this chapter is I almost felt we were like playing this as like a movie. We were watching Zayden almost bring up memories of all of his little moments with Violet, which I thought was really special. And I could like picture those like moments in my head as he's saying it.
Are you talking about the bonus chapters or the
Yeah. No,
last
no, no.
chapter?
The
Okay.
last chapter. The last chapter. When he's talking about where was it? Let me find it. It's when she's still unconscious and they're talking and he's just like, yeah, from the first time when she threw the dagger at me to the moment she saw me on the parapet and he's just like revisiting these moments of the past of him and Violet together. I thought that was like super sweet because I could feel that at like the end of a movie when something dramatic is happening and you see all these flashbacks and there's almost no sound in there except for you know, the person's voice. And I just thought that was cute. I was like, oh, I'm getting little flashback memories that makes me sad because we're at the end of this book and it's like giving me a little remember when this happened, remember when that happened, but we're seeing it from Zayden's perspective. So we're getting his emotional side behind it versus what we saw this whole time with Violet's.
Yeah.
But yeah, this chapter was sweet. So Violet, eventually wakes up and at first I was like, does she not remember anything? Like I thought that was what was gonna lead us into book two. I was like, she's gonna have no memory. Like she doesn't even know who
Imogen.
Zayden is. Like
No.
I started to get worried.
I liked it too because she hears Imogen in there, and she's like, I haven't heard Imogen sad before. So we could just see everybody is super sad of what happened with Violet. And I think one of my favorite scenes too, since we're talking about her waking up, is her brother knocking on the door and Zayden's like, oh, he's so impatient. Like, I got 20 seconds for you to ask something before he comes in because I already know what's going to happen. And then, of course, Brennan walks in, which is so
I,
exciting.
I thought it
So
was gonna be Garrick when someone was knocking on the door. I'm like, Garrick, come on, dude. Like you interrupted them back at the college when
you
they were
could
getting it
only do
on.
so much.
I know. I'm
No,
like, now
poor
he's
Garrick.
interrupting this moment, and he's like, "You're gonna have to." ask me fast because he's not gonna have any patience. And then next thing you know, I hear like the whole, what does he say? Something about like, hello, sister. And I was like, sister? What?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I know. And then that's where, so you're lucky because you have all 3 books. That's where I had to like end off with that. And I was like, wait a minute. And my shipment kept getting like lost or misplaced or my package did get stolen. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
You were trying to get
So
that second book. You're like, give it
the
to me.
Iron Flame, yeah. I was like, it's out already. I just want it. And I couldn't get it. I felt like, this is a sign I'm not supposed to read it yet. And
Now,
then,
okay,
yeah.
let me ask you this then, because I kind of, it's not that I dismissed Brennan's death, but I feel like they brought it up and then we just know, okay, her brother died. So with that whole situation, do they ever really even say exactly what happened to Brennan? Like, I guess I just assumed that they saw him dead. But clearly if he's alive, one, that tells me, this ran through my mind, that he did die, and Neolin revived him by using all of his energy, right? Because we know that Neolin tried to save him. He died in the process and Brennan wasn't saved. So either Brennan did get killed and Neolin really actually did save him. And that's why he did what he did, because it's almost like he gave all his energy to give Brennan a second chance. There's got to be a reason why, which I don't know the reason why, but there's got to be a reason that Brennan's life was so important to save that Neolin gave up his life, or the whole death of Brennan was staged and nobody actually witnessed it. They just assumed that he died, you know?
Yeah.
Am I on
Great
to the
theory.
am I on am I on to something here? Like
I don't know.
you look at me with these like this like mm-hmm.
I'm trying
Okay.
not to say anything. I don't know.
Is
I
it just
don't
a
think they
pin?
know. Well, I feel like General Sorengale has lied so much about everything so far. So I feel like we just need to. There is 2 more books before the 4th one comes out. Let's see if that question is answered in one of these books.
But does General Sorengale know? Like that's what I'm wondering. Does she know that Brennan's out there? And that's what she's trying to prevent, because she knows clearly if we see him at um Arisha, then we know that he's with Zayden and the rebellions. So it's like, does she know? And she's just, kind of pushed him away and was like, well, he's dead. Or does she have no idea? That's what the questions that are starting to run through my head.
Yeah, it gets kind of a lot of questions happen at the end of this because my whole thing is she lied about seeing that
Orisha.
Arisha was burnt. She saw the amber and stuff, and clearly it wasn't, but they are in the process of rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
So she clearly didn't see it get burned down. So I think she's kind of hiding something there too. And then I
Mm-hmm.
also see her kind of hiding something too, where she did give Zayden an out with him being in charge of the 107 um like traitorous kids or something. So I do see her
Mm-hmm.
seeing something. I just don't know. So
I feel like with General Melgren, okay, and this is just an outsider who hasn't read book 2 and 3, so don't
oh, but
don't
we
come after me here,
have
people. But I
yeah,
feel like General Melgren, in my opinion, is probably going to be a villain. I feel like Dane Atos's father is probably going to be a villain, and I feel like I'm up in the air with Violet's mom. I'm like, is she a villain or is she secretly undercover helping Brennan and helping? I don't know. It's so
I know
hard.
so much. It's crazy.
Depends.
Well, let's put your pin in that and see what happens in the second book.
Yeah.
But
I need a little more detail before I can make a decision about her.
with Mel Green, we did find out that he can't see the future or the outcome of anything if there is more than 3 marked ones put together.
Mhm.
So everything that they're doing right now, where they thought they were gonna, Atos thought they were gonna die, like Malgren cannot see anything right now because there's way more than 3 marked ones. So this
Yes.
actually works to the advantage of them for if they do decide to go back to
Mhm.
Basgaiath, because as of right now, they're kind of AWOL. So
Yeah, which I thought was interesting. I didn't. Did they mention that earlier? That because there's more than 3 marked ones, you
Yes, she
can't.
caught on, which then Zayden's like, "Oh, finally she caught on." Because
Yeah.
she's all like, "But he's already gonna know the outcome of it." And he's like, "No." And then that's why she's like, "That's why Malgreen wants to see you all the like
Mhm.
wants to lay his eyes on you. Because if there's more than 3, he can't see anything." Hence why he has no idea that Arisha is getting rebuilt. Like he has no idea.
So
So
yeah, because
this
when
is
they're together, which is interesting because didn't these markings come from?
a dragon, but I don't think anybody knew that if 3 or more were together, that it's going to block somebody else's power. Because clearly, from reading the POVs, Sigel 100%, this was her, not her, like her idea, but you could tell it was the dragon's idea to send out the daggers to help the griffins.
Mhm.
So I think she knew because she's all like, if I could get these marked ones to help. So I feel like there's kind of a situation going on maybe with the
Mhm.
dragons as well.
Wasn't it General Melgren's dragon that created the marks on the rebellions? That's what I thought. So I don't know. I feel like did he put this loophole in there, or was that just because of
I
his
don't think it
dragon?
was him. I think it was his dragon. Because so far, what we've seen right now, from what we know from this book, is that Zayden's dad kind of knew what was happening with like the venom and stuff. And it just seems like he wanted to protect the people. And the generals of the Bisgayeth and all the other ones are like, no, we have our wards. We're safe on the inside. Like, kind of sucks for the peasants on the outside. Like, they're not good enough to be on this side of the wall. So
Mhm.
we'll just let them die, kind of. And it seems to me that Zayden's dad and the other rebellions were like, no, we need to fight this. Hence why the beginning of a chapter was like Zayden's dad calling them all cowards. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
so I think to me, in this series of how it's going, I think the dragons know something that only they trust only certain people, which I don't think Mel Green is a person to trust. And his
Right.
dragon did put a loophole where if more than 3 of these kids are together, you can't see the outcome, which then gives them kind of advantage, but it's also showing that I don't know, it makes sense in my head. It's like showing like the
I get what
dragon's
you're
like,
saying.
"Okay, I'm on your side. I'm gonna do what you want me to do, but I'm gonna put my own loophole because I still needed what Ryerson started in the beginning. Like
Mhm.
there's more of a threat than these griffins, you know?
Yeah, it's
And
like
you guys just don't want to see it because you're safe behind your wards."
it's like the undercover dragon.
Right? But I could
Like,
be totally wrong. Watch the dragon be like, I didn't even know that was a loophole. But I feel like they do because of Sigel even saying, like, with the whole like putting the shipments out, all this stuff, like I need you to trust me and stuff.
mhm. Yeah, I
So
liked that. So there's a lot of questions in my head that I'm like, okay, I hope these are answered. I did tell you last episode, I don't think all our questions were going to be answered throughout the end of this book, and
no.
but they weren't. And not only were they not answered, but now I have more.
I know, I told you that was gonna happen. You're gonna end up with more questions than answers. But
Mhm.
then I mean, the second book, I feel like you're just gonna end up with more questions than answers anyways too, but it's
Right.
gonna be really fun and
Yeah.
I'm just excited that this first what do you want to call this? Our first season?
Well, I think this will be a season for us. You know.
Oh, okay.
Now, my other question is, and I'm just going to throw this out there so I remember, does Mira know about Brennan? My guess is she probably doesn't. Just with the way that everything's been going. I don't know. Again, another question.
I know,
What's
and it's gonna be
happening?
so exciting. That one I know for sure you'll find out in the next book if that makes you feel any better.
Okay, that does. That does. But I love it because I know you told me that you're like, I can't wait for you to find out, or I can't wait for you to read the last sentence in this book. So I understand what the last sentence is now because we find out Brennan's alive. Like through
I
this whole book,
know.
it's been a thing that Brennan's, a memory. And I do like that. I think it was in the chapter before that she's like, I hear a voice where they say Zayden, and she's like, it sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. She said maybe Garrick or maybe someone else. Like she didn't know who it was, but now we find out that it it was Brennan, and they brought her to Brennan to heal her because he's a healer.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah,
It's a
so
good
good.
one. So good.
Mhm.
She wrote this book so beautifully well, and
So well done. Okay, so for the most part, I would say the point of views were obviously giving us a really good insight into Zayden. Some of the key things that I took away, at least from the point of views, is that Zayden's feelings for Violet um, were around. I know he mentioned, "Oh, I've wanted you since I saw you," but like we really see his feelings for her throughout the point of views. But I think the most interesting point of view for me was chapter 27, because we basically see a whole extra story involved in it. Like we see that Imogen, he was there also because Imogen was doing a mission and she had to fly weapons across, which obviously wasn't talked about in the regular book, right? And
yeah.
then we see that the wards came down and it was something that was not on the side of Zayden and their people. This was something that happened like from the enemy. So we find, am I reading it right that there are griffins that are enemies?
Yes.
Okay. So not
Because
all
he
the
even said,
griffins,
"Oh, those aren't the friendly ones, are they?" And she's like,
right?
"Nope."
Right. So yeah, those were some interesting things. And all the point of views are pretty cool though. I'm really hoping that we see more point of views going forward, but I don't know. You made it sound like we probably won't.
Well, I don't know if you found yours online. Maybe there's online, but I know Iron Flame in my paperback book doesn't have a point of view. I could double check. And then, does your Iron Flame in your special edition book have a point of view?
You know me, I'm afraid to look at the end of these books because I'm like my eyes are like, you must get a spoiler, right? So it's like I'll be like, don't do it, and then I'm immediately like, like I
Well,
have to
I'm
look.
pretty sure that
So
the second one doesn't have any point of views, but
okay,
I guess I could just double check.
I do think, and I could be wrong, but I do think when I was looking for the point of views online for Fourth Wing, I think I did see something about Onyx Storm having a point of view on there.
Yeah, they do, which is a totally different book than Iron Flame Lady.
No, I know, but I'm saying out of all of them, I can't imagine Iron Flame being the only one that doesn't have a point of view. Does it?
Mm, my book is over there. I didn't read a point of view. I was like, "Where's
Okay.
my phone?" But it's right there.
Well,
Uh,
since you've read the books, I'll let you do that research so I don't get any spoilers. I was nervous enough looking up the Fourth Wing ones. I was like typing into Google like Fourth Wing book one. Like,
oh yeah,
don't give me
because
any of
you
the other
don't.
point of views.
That's so crazy to me that your book doesn't have it.
Yeah, and I have
None of them.
the Wing and Claw book, and it literally
I'm
gives me
I'm a peasant. I have just this one.
yeah. See, but it gives me obviously the last chapter, which is Zayden's point of view, but it doesn't give me any other point of view. So I had to look those up online, which is fine.
Because you have chapter
Um,
16, chapter 27, and chapter 9.
mhm. Yep, 16, 27, and 9. Yep. And I
That's
read it where
so crazy.
I read the chapters first, like Violet's like the regular book chapters, and then immediately after that chapter, I would listen to Zayden's point of view of that. And it was funny because you should have seen me. I was literally like going like this, like I'm reading Violet's side, but I'm listening to Zayden's side. I'm like, okay, so this is what was happening in his mind when this was happening in her mind, and and it was pretty consistent. Um, I just got a few extra scenes in the last chapter, which was in the point where Violet goes to get her bag, because I think in the regular book she goes to get her bag, and then next thing you know, we see her leaving to go leave with Zayden.
Yeah. And
But
we saw that Zayden needed to go get his dagger because
mhm,
he could be in a lot of trouble with that dagger.
yeah, and she does mention
So,
like, oh, his bag is much smaller than what it was when he got here, which goes to show that he gave whatever was in his bag to Imogen for her the weapons to bring those. So yeah, I liked getting that little like extra scene in there that I didn't get in the regular book. So
mhm. Okay,
Well,
well,
that
since we're talking about that, hold on real fast.
go ahead.
I liked when Zayden got super jealous during the kiss of Dane, and then he like perked himself up. Like I could just see his little peacock perked up, like, haha, he's all happy, but she looks like she just kissed her cousin.
Dude, I was LOLing. Like I was literally laughing. I was like, that is, I have to admit, like Zayden's funny. His
Yeah.
personality is hysterical. Like I was laughing where he's like, it looks like she just awkwardly kissed her cousin. And I was like, what? I mean,
Yeah.
probably, but what? Even I was laughing later when Mira pulled them all outside, the three of them, and he's like, well, this will be fun. Like his
Yeah.
personality is just like, how can you not fall in love with that personality? Like,
Yeah. Him and Sigel go great together.
I
So
know.
I love it. But
Yeah. So that was book
that,
one. That was book
woo.
one. We did it. Yay. Anything you want to give to me going into book two, or anything that I'm wondering that I should know before book two? I don't know. Is there anything you can
Hmm.
give me?
The only thing I could say is that Violet annoyed me in book two, but you just got
Okay.
to push through it.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All
I
right.
remember texting my friend Christine. I'm done with this book. I can't stand her. She's like, oh my gosh, I know, but just keep going. So
Well,
that's
I
all I
was
got to
like,
say to you.
I was getting a little frustrated with her. Like, I get her being mad at Zayden for like not telling her the full truth, but it's like, I kind of understand why he couldn't tell her the full truth, but I'm like, don't back away from him. You kiss him. Like, don't, don't, don't do that.
He's right now.
He's well, because I'm like, he's showed so much, especially after reading his point of views. I'm like, gosh, like this man has done so much for you, and part of me feels like I might get annoyed with her, and I don't know if this is the direction you're going in with it, but like she's like pulling away from him, and I'm like, stop pulling away, girl, stop. You like don't. And I just feel like that when they were showing that towards the end of the book, I was like, dang it, she's gonna reject him. Watch. We went through this whole book where she was like in love with this man, and then now she's just gonna reject him. And I'm gonna be so sad if I have to sit through half of the next book where she's just like, no, no. Like, gosh, but it is what it is. We'll find out.
All right.
All right. Well,
Well,
we love you guys. I beat you to it.
that's my line. Like, what the hell?
You wanna
Start
take
over.
you wanna
Start
take my
over.
line?
No. You asked me if there's anything else I want to say. You can keep that in
What
there,
to
but start
say?
over. Start over. Oh, I
Oh
love you
my.
guys. I love you guys. Gosh.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys. What is it, Amanda? What is it? What is it?
I love you guys. Okay, I will say your part. If you haven't followed us, follow us on Instagram and TikToker and YouTube and Spotify and Apple. See what you did? I'm horrible at this. I'm just good at the I love you part. So don't forget to click and follow and then yell at Carla for stealing my line because that was awful. Have a
We'll,
great day.
we'll see you on the next chapter. Bye.
Bye.